In this video, I'll provide a general overview of what the Formester Forms API is, how to use it, and the common use cases it supports. Formester Forms API gives you programmatic access to form submission data. It lets you fetch, filter, and delete responses so that you can automate workflows, integrate with third-party apps, or build custom dashboards. Now, let's explore some example use cases. We can use the API to pull form submissions and push them into tools such as Google Looker Studio or Power BI. And we can create real-time dashboards that update automatically as new responses come in, which will help our teams to visualize feedback, leads, or performance metrics instantly. You can also integrate Formester with your learning management system, which will help you track student submissions for assignments or quizzes and send data to dashboards or grading tools for real-time monitoring and reporting. You can also pull data from previous form submissions and use it to pre-fill fields in another Formester form. This is highly useful for applications such as employee onboarding, customer service, or user feedback forms where the user needs to submit multiple forms in sequence. And finally, you can use the API with platforms such as Zapier, Make, or Custom Script to trigger actions whenever a new form submission happens, like sending a Slack alert, updating a spreadsheet, or triggering an email campaign. Formester uses token-based authentication. To get your API token, you have to contact the Formester support team at support@formester.com. Then request access for the API usage on specific forms. They will provide your API token, then use this token in the header of every API request. Now, let's explore the API methods and how to use them. If you want the documentation, search for Formester API in Google and open the first result. Here, you'll find the detailed documentation on how to use Formester's Forms API. I'll be using a sample job application form for this tutorial, and I have already set up my API token. First, we have get list of forms. With this method, you can retrieve all the forms that have been created under your Formester organization. Each form object will include metadata such as the form ID, name, created date, and also the status. To test this out, you can use a tool like Postman. In Postman, set the type as get and paste the specific URL app.formester.com/API/v1/forms. Then in the header, provide the key as x-formester-token, and in the value, create a variable called access token, then provide your API token over here. Then click send and it will return the number of forms and their metadata such as their ID and the form name. For example, you can build a custom dashboard where you want to display all the active forms from your Formester account, so your team can quickly access form IDs or names without logging into Formester's UI. Second, we have get list of submissions. This will fetch all the form submissions on a specific form, and each submission will include an ID, timestamp, and payload with the form field values. You can use this method to sync your form submissions to a backend database every hour. You can also use this endpoint to pull new data and store it in your internal system. To do this, simply change the URL to be /submissions instead of /forms. Next, we have get a specific submission. As the name suggests, this retrieves a single form submission using its unique identifier. This will be useful when you need detailed context on one specific user response. For example, a user reports an issue in a support ticket form. You can fetch their submission using their submission ID and review the exact answers and troubleshoot effectively. To do this, add the specific submission ID after /submissions in the URL. Next, we have delete a submission. This will delete a specific submission permanently. There is no undo, so this should only be used for cleanup or data management. For example, if you carried out some test submissions during the form setup, you can use this endpoint to remove all the test submissions programmatically. Lastly, we have filtering submissions. With this method, you can assign conditional filters and only view the submissions that match a specific criteria. This will be highly useful when you need to analyze or export a target set of responses without downloading everything. For example, in a customer feedback survey, you can assign these filters to categorize responses and gain better insights. To set up filters, use /filter followed by the type of filter and provide the value you want to filter based on. Now, one important note is that Formester's Forms API has rate limits. You can only send 10 requests per 60 seconds. If you exceed this limit, it will result in temporary blocking. So if you want higher limits, please make sure to contact support.